Well, more people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Madison Pett is our writer. Walter Geis at the editor's desk. I'm Scott Stanford.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM, New York.
Good morning, 73 degrees. It is 7 o'clock on this Thursday, August 14th. I'm Susan Richard. Here's what's happening. Your kid messes up, you may go to jail. That's the new law in Gloucester Township, New Jersey. Our Glenn Schuck will have reaction. Plenty of opinion about Mayor Adams vetoing a bill that ups wages for grocery delivery workers.
It's a huge step backwards.
I will tell you what happened. The NYPD out with photos of both the suspect and the dog. The man's accused of stealing from a sleeping subway rider in the Bronx. President Trump rates an important phone call with the president of Ukraine.
I would rate it a 10.
That's ahead of tomorrow's face-to-face with the president of Russia. And why Gen Zers love New York. In sports, Mets, Yanks, and Liberty all lost. AccuWeather sunny, warm, humid today. A late-day thunderstorm, the high 86. Winds News Time 7:01. Let's check your commute. Here's Karen Stewart.
All right, let's check the Hudson's. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels there. The inbound side of the George Washington is 15 for both the upper and lower. The Lincoln is 10, and the Holland is 20 from the Pulaski Skyway. 15 minutes from the Newark Bay Extension. Let's check on Jersey here. Northbound 287 in Morris Township at exit 37. That's the exit for Route 24. There's a broken down vehicle there. The right lane is blocked. You can try 202 instead. 2080 westbound at exit 4 for the Eisenhower has a disabled vehicle out there. That's in the right lane. And southbound Route 440 south of Route 9 in Woodbridge has a broken down truck in the right lane. Let's check what we see on Long Island's Big 3. Perfect on the LIE. Not even a delay to the Queens line right now. Northern State and Southern State of Gently still sleeping. Traffic is sponsored by New York Waterway. Take New York's best scenic river cruise, the 60-minute Freedom Liberty Tour. Enjoy amazing views of the Manhattan skyline, the Statue of Liberty, the Freedom Tower, and more. Perfect way into the city. For visitors, get tickets today at nwaywaterway.com. KS, Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
It was in June of 2024 when a mob of 500 teens made massive mischief in Gloucester Township, New Jersey at a local festival, with 3 cops ending up getting hurt. Cut to now, when a new law there could have parents going to jail for such mayhem. The reaction? Mixed.
The law is called Minors and Parent Responsibility, where a parent could go to prison for 90 days or face a fine if their kids repeatedly found guilty of things like assault, drunkenness, or destruction of property. I asked Bobby if he thinks other towns in the area may consider something like this.
Not really. I think a lot of communities may just take a look at it. You're treading very lightly on some legal stuff. Is it the parents' fault? No.
And he tells me influencers and others who organize large youth gatherings that can lead to trouble should also face responsibility.
You start putting stuff in social media, say we're going to meet at such and such and we're going to destroy something. Whoever put that out, they should be held responsible. Not the parents, the person who put that out.
So what do you think? Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, 92.3 FM.
Bullets went flying as agents from the Drug Enforcement Administration descended upon another New Jersey town. DEA Special Agent in charge, Cheryl Ortiz.
DEA and his federal partners were executing a court-authorized search warrant this morning in Parsippany, New Jersey, when shots were fired. One suspect was shot and transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. No agents were injured in this, and as a result.
Yeah, it all went down at the corner of Kingston and Littleton Roads. Still no word on who was arrested, and it's unclear exactly what the agents were looking for. No word yet on possible charges against a Bronx daycare worker as a family said goodbye to the toddler who drowned in a backyard pool at the facility. The funeral for 21-month-old River Wilson was held Wednesday at St. Helena's Roman Catholic Church.
The tiny white coffin at the altar was surrounded by pictures of the chubby-cheeked baby and her parents who wept throughout the Mass. Her cousin said in her short life, River had been to 5 countries, was learning 5 languages, and loved gymnastics. The family's attorney, James Williams, said they still don't know how she got into the pool.
And so it's only through attention from the community, which is brought on by the media, that hopefully these people who have already committed this despicable act will stop torturing this family and come forward with the truth.
Anna's Butterfly Garden Family Group was shut down 3 days after River's death and cited for 9 violations. It had a prior violation 2 years ago for lack of supervision. Marla Diamond, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in the Bronx.
That bill that would have boosted wages for grocery delivery workers to more than $20 an hour, that has been vetoed by Mayor Adams. And Lahia Walpa, executive director of the Workers' Justice Project Deliverista Unidos, tells 1010 Wins.
It's a huge step backwards in attempt to ensure that 20,000 app delivery workers have the ability to earn a living wage and being able to live in the city of New York with dignity.
She's hoping the city council will override the mayor's veto. As for why he nixed it, the Daily News says it came after his top aide, Randy Mastro, advised him to. They say both Amazon and Instacart had launched an aggressive lobbying campaign targeting officials in both Adams' office and the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection. In a statement, the mayor's office said upping wages would result in companies having to up their prices, something many New Yorkers just cannot afford. As for what happens next, a spokeswoman for Speaker Adrienne Adams says Council Democrats will always stand up for workers in our city, and they are considering their next steps. The push to ban carriage horses in New York City is really heating up now, with another rally scheduled outside City Hall this afternoon. This after the Central Park Conservancy weighed in, saying they too want the industry banned. Adina Bernkrant is the executive director of NYCLAS.
The council and the mayor simply have no more excuses left. As the Conservancy pointed out, it is a public safety risk having horses that are animals who spook and run out of control. They're 1,800-pound animals. They become weapons.
It was just last week that a horse named Lady collapsed and died on the street in Hell's Kitchen. But TWU Local 100, which represents the carriage drivers, says a necropsy showed the cause of death was an aortic rupture, likely caused by a small tumor in her adrenal gland. Shop steward Christina Hansen.
It's a shame that they are basically falling into like the bandwagon of the angry mob that doesn't actually care about the facts of our business, the facts about our horses.
Today's rally is set for 12:45 p.m., which is when all council members are scheduled to arrive for their monthly meeting.